Aries. Welcome, guys. Nice to see you again. Long time no see, actually. So I'm doing your September Love Tarot reading. We're going to look at what the cards want to show you. This might be regarding someone that you're already seeing, so you might be coupled already. But it might also be that we're looking at a singles message. I do want to let the cards decide on that. So the theme obviously will be in the title, so if that resonates for you, this will have determined whether you have clicked on this video or not. So I'm comfortable with leaving things as they are. Thank you for liking the video as always and sharing if you think it might be useful for someone else, and you might also consider subscribing to the channel. That would be great. I'd love to have you. Thank you. So let's start with a major arcana and determine what the overall energy is between you and your person, or just in your love life in general. So you're on the pivot, which is number 8, but in this deck it is actually Justice. So you're in a position where you're working out, feeling out a situation. I believe you're mostly intent on improving it. I think that you want a lot of harmony and you want reciprocity in general in your love life. It feels very proeminent. It feels like you're adamant about that. I'm pulling out of this tarot deck only uprights. It's a choice out of this particular deck at least. So let's see what really is showing up for you in September. The Empress. A lot of you feeling extremely good about yourself. You really enjoying how things are simply unfolding in all areas of life. Having both the Venusian major arcanas, so both Justice and the Empress refer back to Venus. I believe all your relationships with women mainly, but it could be just the feminine energy in general is very present for you in September. You might also feel like it's a great month for very beautiful, harmonious, easy, flowy relationships, and or it's something that you really want. So let's see what else. This one. Okay, Ten of Swords. Why is that? Let me pull one more. Why is there an ending? That's also a very hard one at that. So 2 cards came out. Oof, okay, I see why. I'm gonna show you right away. It does concern a love relationship. You do have the 2 of Cups, but it's coupled with the 7 of Swords. So it's a very slippery situation where you were looking, and you're still looking in September to have a situation, I want to say, either resolve itself, or at least you want to have a fair exchange with somebody, and or you want things to be settled in a fair manner. You would like to be, if not friends, if not lovers, you would at least want peace with this person within the relationship. Even if you don't have a relationship, let's say I think it's ended and or ending in September, your wish is truly to have things be fair, or at least you want to be able to say, well, how do you say, live and let live. This is the energy. What's really difficult here is that 7 of Swords, because it's like the ending is already harsh in itself, but you feel cheated. You feel like this relationship is something that should not have ended. I think you feel like it slipped out of your hands, but it was taken from you. Because the 7 of Swords is like the thief card. It's like having someone take from you without your consent, without your knowing. I don't think it's someone that you know per se. I don't know if you even realize what has happened. I think you're... Okay, the way I see things, it's really strange. I guess it's because of this card, right? The way the figure is turned, it's actually looking at everything that I'm telling you is unfolded. So it's almost like saying you have some sort of detachment, especially with the Justice card. You have enough detachment to be looking back at a situation that you know has slipped out of your hands. So I'm not sure you're really being philosophical about it. I don't sense you to be, but I do sense you to be sort of at peace with it, which is strange. Let's look at the Love Oracle and see if it can give us more information. It will. I want to see the dynamics of the relationship so I understand better. We have on one side it's intimacy, but intimacy in a sense of mostly your own personal life, inner life, okay? It's not intimacy as in sexual relationships. It says dreams and intuition. Okay, this is the philosophical side of things, I believe. Whereas one person is very meditative and looking back. So instead of being like a philosopher, having, I guess I want to say, acceptance of what has happened, you do have some sort of help here. But it's on the intuitive level, like it's almost like saying to you deep down inside, intuitively, and even maybe in your dreams or having had some sort of vision, so very high priestessy energy, considering a situation maybe as not so much of a loss in the end, but we'll see about that, because I do think you have and you still see a lot of value, or you perceive this love relationship as you could have had it all. You also perceive it as someone that you still see the value, or you still hold them in high regards, is what I'm saying. But I want to show you what slipped out of your hands. It's someone came along, which is, if you look at this person, she's overly dressed, right? She's prude. But not this person. So here is unveiling, and it says discovery, and it also says you're being stripped naked. That's what it really says. And I think that this is where you're faulty, sort of. Excuse me. It's a strange thing, but it's like being very goody two shoe on one side and being the harlot on the other side. But it's not you on each side here. It's you being maybe the prude one, and having someone come along and steal away someone that you really, really loved, a soulmate even, because the other person is much more of is much more physical with them. They're giving them something that you can't. They're actually, they're uninhibited, excuse me, in their relationship to this person that you used to love, that you used to be with. So they are able to open themselves up and abandon themselves on the physical side of this relationship. Whereas I don't think that you were able to do that, or you haven't. Everything points back to beauty. It points back to being feminine. some women are much more reserved, some women are much more, I want to say open. It's just so different. I believe that this is what I see. For me, it works in terms of why a relationship would have slipped you by. Someone more interesting, more wild, more flirty, more freaky actually stole the show here. And literally stole the love, because they did it through the physical love. You know what I mean? Like when they basically, from under the belt. Anyways, you understand what I mean. Let me pull an oracle. It says La Cavalera, which is, it's a Spanish word, or I think even Italian, but the French, the other word, key word is in French, life, death, and life. So Calavera means like the whole circuit, you know, you're going through like phases and phases of life, death, life. So it's death and rebirth constantly. So it becomes like a race. That's what it, like Calavera points to. So there was a race between you and your competitor. There's something that someone beat you to it. You're in a situation where you had something, it died, but it picks back up. So the rebirth is not with you. It's with someone else. So you really lost out here. I mean, I don't mean to rub it in, but you really lost a really good connection. Someone that you really, really loved. Someone that loved you back at one point. But I mean, there is something to say about someone who gets swayed, you know, by the physical attributes and the physical, I want to say, aspect of the relationship. You know, they might have not loved you as that much for them to be able to just cheat on you and start a new relationship just because they had a good time with the other one. Mind you, if there was no intimacy between you and this person really focuses on that, or maybe it's so important for them in a relationship that it might have been decisive, of course, for them to leave you on that basis. You did not break me. This is, I believe, you saying that, especially after the fact that you have really lost on a great connection. This is really truly ended. We can also see, you know, like the egg here is being obviously pierced, but you're saying to this, you did not break me. You might have stolen from me, but you did not break me. So, I mean, break, you could see it as breached, fine, but ultimately, it's a different feeling, right? It's like, yes, you feel like you've been, someone took from you, took something that you really cared for, someone that you cared for, a relationship that really mattered. But at the same time, your life goes on. Let's see what else. These two. So one says, I know more than you think. And the other one says, I've been here before with others. So I believe that this is, it's interesting. That would be your person talking to you in this case. This is definitely this person, your person, the one that has left you. I know more than you think is they know about your intimacy issues or blockages. They know that for you it's not an easy thing to let go and give of yourself, share yourself intimately. I think they know that. And it's something that they've experienced before, and it's not something that they want in their relationships. And I think that that's why they went for the freaky one. So let's see who you are, like, through these oracle cards. I want to see, I'm really sorry for the noise outside. I really apologize. Sometimes I think the neighbors, they know I'm going to read, and I'm just kidding. Everyone does what they have to do. Okay, let me show you who you are this month, especially in this context. Okay, it says you're the sleeper. The key words are cause and effect, and it also speaks of clarity. So whether it's a lack of clarity or extra clarity, I do believe you have clarity because you're all about the intuition. So the High Priestess energy, or even the star energy with number 17 on this oracle, but it's mostly the dream also refers back to your sleep. What it is that you're able to see clearly in your sleep, whether you intuit it or you actually have, let's say, some sort of visions, or just the fact that you dream about this person and what has happened. You could also feel like sometimes sleep is a... You experience sleep as almost as drastically as life and death and rebirth, right? So almost to that extent, like knowing that every day that you wake up, it's like, okay, it's another day I'm alive. But you might also, with the sleeper energy, you might also want to close your eyes on certain things. I'm not sure if that's a positive thing or not. It might not always be, because you could see it as both, like it's double-sided. Clarity here, if you choose to close your eyes, then it means you might lack in clarity just as much as if you close your eyes and you go into deep sleep and you dream, you might gain clarity. So it's a tricky one in terms of, I think it goes both ways, and I don't think there's only one way that works out. I think there are moments where if you sleep on it or if you close your eyes, you might miss something, and yet it might also bring you clarity. But cause and effect, the laws of cause and effect, so there's always a reaction for any action. You know, you could say that this is exactly the extremes that I was pointing at. So cause and effect, there's a direct effect to the fact that the effect here is what your other person has chosen to go with someone else, because the cause here was you not being able to open up to them physically, right? And you weren't able to develop a very healthy physical sexual relationship with this person. It was lacking in the relationship. It's probably solely on that basis that things didn't work out. I'm gonna end the reading here, so apologies for, it's a very specific message, so if it doesn't apply to you in terms of you could be the person here, you could be the person that has been chosen, and you know for a fact that your person at the moment has left someone behind that wasn't satisfying them, so that could be your story in that respect. It's up to you. Anyways, again, thank you for showing up. Thank you for liking the video, subscribing. I'll see you on the next one.